Hello. Just last week I managed to get the Pyraminx world record average of 1.15. So I wanted to make a reconstruction of my solves and I guess the thought processes of each one. Yeah. So I will put the scrambles in the description and we will get started. Alright. So for this first scramble, I had a really quick inspection. I barely looked at anything and then I just did the 2 tips and then straight into it. So L to solve this bar and then insert this edge, and then I can actually cancel into the L4E because the L4E also starts with like an R. So I'll just do an R2, U prime, R prime, and then L4E. But I do believe a better scrambled. Yep. So I do believe a better solution, and this Jasper actually pointed this out to me. So it's by doing the green V. We do L prime R and then insert this edge into the back, and then it will give me a nice 3-move L3E case. So I completely missed that, but based on the time that I got in comp, I'm like pretty satisfied because I think that solve was over 10 TPS, which is pretty good for me in comp, and I managed to get a few solves over 10 TPS in comp. So yeah, I was pretty satisfied with that. Okay, for this next scramble, I see on blue, which is what I ended up doing. So I looked around a little bit. I didn't see anything too great. Although there was one solution I probably could have gone for, but I just didn't see it in the moment. So it's by doing 2 tips, L, R prime, L, and then doing 2 slidings like this. And then it doesn't give you any AUF, which is pretty nice. But eventually what I went with, and I don't think this is too bad of a solution either, was on blue. So I did the L tip, and then I left the B tip at the end because it's a bit awkward to execute. So I do the tip and then reach over, and that's a bit risky. So I've had a bit of a history of messing that off. So I decided just to leave the B tip for the end. So I did the L prime tip, and then by doing U, it solved the yellow blue edge and the green blue edge. And then I can do L prime R, L prime R, and then do the ML4E case. So if I just did L prime R prime and solve the V, it would give me this really easy ML4E case, but instead I can cancel since the first move is an R prime. So R, and then U prime, L prime, U, L, U, R, U prime, and then just tip at the back. So I locked up a little bit on that, and I got like I think it was a 153. But overall, I was on track for OCR, which was my original goal going into this competition. And yeah, this next solve really decided whether I was going to get it or not. So this next scramble, on first glance, there are quite a lot of blocks. So I knew I could make something pretty well with this. But I think the main 2 solutions I looked at was green. So I did U, L, R prime, and then it will give me this L4E case, which I can do in 2 ways. U prime, L prime, U, L, U, L prime, U, L, like that, or from this angle, which I probably would have done, like this, L prime, U, L, U prime, and then insert. So yeah, there were those solutions, but the solution I ended up going for was on red, where I would do the 2 tips, and then R prime, R, U prime, L prime, and it will give me this L4E case, and the tips were really nice to execute as well. So U prime, L prime, U, and then the L4E case. So that solve was also over 10 TPS, which is also like pretty great. Like my turning this round was really good. So I'm pretty proud of that solve. Okay, so for this last scramble, I already knew I was on track for OCR because I had a counting solve that was under OCR and like another counting solve that was just barely above OCR. So I knew I needed pretty, like I guessed around maybe like another 1.5 or 1.6 to lock OCR. So looking at the scramble, I don't see much of like a better solution. I could do blue L prime UR and it gives me a 4-move L4 case. But yeah, the main thing I just looked at was red. So the tips are really already pretty nice to execute because I can do the 2 tips at the back and then the R tip with my right hand, and then the L tip with my left hand. So it went like this. And then when I do R, so it's a 2-move V, so I do R, L. But then the first move of this L4 case is actually L prime. So I could do U prime, L, U, R, U prime, R prime, and then it finishes the case. Yep. So already I've locked OCR and I'm already incredibly happy. It's been one of my biggest goals because I haven't gotten an OCR still to date, which is pretty funny. But yeah, 130 locked OCR, second in the world, so I was pretty satisfied with that. But at this point I knew I had potential for WR, and I think in past occasions I've let myself get too like overwhelmed by the situation and just completely put no effort and like just not even care about the last solve, and that's backfired a lot. Melbourne summer, I like cube dropped out of like a 1.5 I think, which still would have given me WR at the time, and like worlds where like I completely missed a solution because I wasn't really bothered to look further. So yeah, I just learnt my lesson from those, and I think it worked out pretty well. So with this scramble, I first looked at yellow, so I can do U prime R, and then into this L4 case. I never thought of cancelling, which was a bit strange, because but I guess it was kind of like a habit, because I'm not a fan of cancelling into this L4 because you have to regrip as well, and it's not very pretty. So yeah, so what I thought was U prime R, U prime, and then just doing the L4 case. So that was the first solution I saw, so I looked around a bit. I saw I could insert this edge like that and then give me this ML4 case, but it's not really too great. But yeah, so I found this solution. So I did 2 tips and I eventually settled on this. So R prime, and then solves the bar at the back. So I knew I could cancel into this L4 case, and it's really nice. And suits my turning style. So R prime, U prime, R prime, U, L, and then it will solve this edge with the center like this, and then instead of doing R prime, the L4 actually starts with an R, so U prime, R prime, R prime, U, L, L prime, U, L, and U, and that solve gave me a 109, which locked the 1.15 world record average. So there were a couple solutions I missed, and Elias pointed one out to me, and it was like an 8-move solution. So as I said before, the first solution I saw was this, but then I never thought of cancelling. So if I did cancel, it would give me an 8-move solution, except I could execute it from another angle. So I did the 2 tips, and then R prime, and then it'll solve this edge U, L, U, R prime, U, and then it'll solve the entire cube, which is crazy. But honestly, I don't really blame myself. I was under a bit of pressure. Like, I was afraid that I would mess up, and I think the U move at the end over here, so yeah, like this, I'm gonna have to regrip again just to do the U move, because I can't really do it like this, can I? So I have to regrip and U. So honestly, I think I'd probably mess that up, but I'm really happy because the last solve was like 11, like nearly 12 TPS, which is really crazy to lock such a great time on the last. But yeah, overall I'm very happy with this average, and I'm excited to see who can beat it actually. Yeah, it's even a time that I don't get too often at home. Like, I do get it once every like few sessions, or actually a few times a session actually, but I never expected to get this in comp. So yeah, thank you.